I'm going to give you an in-depth review of the LEGO 2011 Police Station, and we're starting right now. Hey everyone, this is Police Station set 7498. It's from 2011, so it's been retired for a long time now. I'm glad I got it at the time, because personally I think this is the best of the police stations, at least the one since the LEGO City line was introduced. This one has a load of cool features that just really separate it from any other police station that has been made. So we're going to take an in-depth look at it, starting with the minifigures. The set comes with 6 minifigures. You have 2 criminals, 3 policemen, and 1 policewoman. We're going to work left to right to have a more detailed look at all of these minifigures. This is the first criminal. He's got a dark grey cap, the same cap as all the criminals. He's got a stubble. He's also smiling, but it's not a polite smile. He's got a cunning smile, I guess, as if he's planning an escape. He's also got the typical striped uniform that all criminals in the LEGO City line have, and black trousers. This is the other criminal. He's got a black cap on. He's also got a grin, but a very manic grin. He's also got a golden tooth, as you can see there. I think you can see anyway. Got the same uniform, and he's also got dark grey trousers. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible so that we can get to the actual set. And this is the first policeman here. This one, he's obviously a lower ranking policeman, as you can tell by the fact that he's got a cap instead of the traditional policeman hat that all the other city policemen have. So he's got the same uniform other than that, though. He's got a smile, but it's more of a polite smile, unlike the criminals. And then this must be the highest ranking policeman, judging by the fact that he's got a different uniform. I guess he mostly does work inside, judging by his uniform. He kind of looks like one of the policemen in South Park, not Officer Barbrady, one of the other ones. I don't know what his name is. But yeah, one of the other policemen looks a lot like this policeman here. And this one's frowning here, probably because he gets stuck inside all day in his office. He doesn't get to go outside and do interesting stuff like the other policemen. And this is the third policeman. I don't know if they still have this expression anymore in sets, but back in 2011 there were quite a few minifigures that had this same expression as this policeman here. He's got the traditional policeman's cap that I think they still use, but they might have moved over to different ones now, I think. Possibly, I don't know. But he's got the same uniform again. That was a fairly common facial expression there. Nothing new if you've collected sets at least since 2011. And then this is the policewoman. So, same again, except it's a policewoman. She's got, I guess it's a bowl haircut, I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah. I think it's called a bowl haircut, the haircut she has got there. And she's got the same uniform again. I don't think they had gender-specific torsos back in 2011. I think that's a relatively new thing. But a lot of policemen now, policewomen I should say, have different shaped torsos to the policemen to distinguish them when building the set. So there's all the 6 minifigures, an in-depth look at them. So now we're going to move on to the van that comes with the set. This is the van that comes with the set. You might think it's a police dog van, but there's not enough room to fit a police dog in there, unfortunately. But there is space inside to keep a police dog. So the van's got a lot of storage space in the back nonetheless, as you can see there. That's what it looks like from the all angles here. As you can see, Cartman is is driving the van because he's got authority here. That was a really bad Cartman impression, but I wasn't trying anyway. But if you're a South Park fan, you'll know what I'm referencing. So there's the police van. That's one of 2 vehicles. There's also a police car that comes with the set. Apologies about the noise in the background, but I'm not actually going to build that because it's pretty much, you've seen them all once you've seen one of the police cars from the City Line. All cars in the City Line look the same, except police cars have a police design on them, so I wasn't going to waste my time doing the building that as well. So that's the vehicle done. So now we're going to move on to the main building. We're first going to take a look at the outside of the building before we move on to the interior. So we're going to start up here with the helipad. So that's the separate set, the helicopter, which you can land on there. I don't think police stations have helipads anymore, which is a shame. And yeah, I don't know, police stations seem to be going downhill, like they're not even on base plates anymore, some of them, at least not the ones I've seen recently, and they're massively overpriced now as well. So I'm not sure what the significance of the blue lights on the side here are. That must just be for decoration. Same for this. There's a totem pole down there, I guess, with the word police written on it. I don't know what that's for. I guess it's an alarm for when there's an emergency going on, maybe. You also have a plant there. That's not the official placement, but I just think it looks better there. And this is a really good placement for the street light, I think, because I didn't deliberately put it there. That's just where it was supposed to be according to the instructions, but it's good on the corner there for the city. And then, as I was saying, one of the policemen has a bike there. And there's these glass garage doors here. I really like this. I also like the fact that this has got 2 garages, because a lot of modern police stations only have the 1 garage now, which is stupid. And the vehicles are out of proportion, so the garages are huge, and modern police stations aren't as good as the old ones. And then you've got a door there leading up, a barred door from the stairs there. And there's a really, really cool feature that I've always thought was really cool, is the way the doors open. They're not just doors, they slide open, so you pull them like this, and that's how the doors open and close, which is really neat. I think that is a great feature. I wish they did that with new sets now. I also wish that they put the cells next to each other, because then you can access both. But with a lot of them, you can't even get into the second cell, which is normally upstairs. Now, there's more to the cells than that, but we'll be taking a look at that with the interior. And then there's the radio. There's a radio communication tower, I guess you can call it here. And there's also something there, which I guess is also part of that. So, it's also got a CCTV camera, and there's security lights here. So, that's pretty much everything on the outside of the set. I'm just giving a quick tour of that. That door there has the dog symbol on, because that's the dog pen. And then the colour scheme, I think, works perfectly with the hospital, and it's a really good colour scheme, the way they've just laid it out. Like, they use light blue now on new police stations. I personally prefer the old dark blue that they used to use a lot more than the modern colour scheme that they use, but, you know, some people like it. So that's pretty much everything there. So we're going to move on to the interior now. So this is the interior. So there's quite a few things. It's not that detailed, but there are a few playability features, particularly in the prison cells, that we can take a look at. So I'm just going to roll back the doors there. So you can, if you're a child, you can plan an escape and do that. So underneath the bed, the criminal is hiding a crowbar, and then they can And the idea is that they pick away the toilet with the crowbar, it swings back, and then they slide down the drain. That's the escape plot that they came up with, and they've pretty much done a similar sort of escape plot every time. Every cell has a toilet, but I don't think it's normally the toilets these days that are the escape plot. Normally now it seems to involve some sort of dynamite and a wall that can be pulled off to get the criminals out. But that's what the cells look like, so very basic, but still they do the job, and it's quite fun if you're a very young child. So you can see there's graffiti as well. It appears that that criminal has a pretty nice house, considering he's a criminal. And then same here, and this, although he probably stole that car, the criminal. So there's the prison cells pretty much wrapped up. So we're going to start with the top floor of the police station here. So you've got a coffee machine with a water cooler there, and I really like that. I think it is a very nice detail. I don't think they do that often now with police stations. I don't think they have details like that anymore. They don't seem to have office type details now. So you can also see there that there's two desks, and one of them has the head policeman, the other is the new policeman. As you can see there, he's got, since he's the detective, he's got some clues there on his desk that he's studying. And then this is the first floor. We call it the first floor in Britain. In America, it's the second floor. So that's just got another desk. It's got a computer on. A computer which looks a bit old now, based on the desktop layout, but I haven't got a big enough small enough camera to go up close there. It's got a wanted poster there. And that is where they take photos of the criminal. And then they're using bricks to measure it, so you can get some pretty short criminals in the Lego City by the looks of it, which is like abnormally short I'm talking about here. So the interior is quite basic, but enough if you're a small child for it to be playable, and if you're an adult it's more about the exterior to make it look good in a city. and that's probably my favourite thing about this, is it looks a lot more realistic than a lot of police sets that Lego have come up with, and it looks better on my street than most of the modern police station sets would. So I'm gonna have to change the camera level to get the downstairs here. This is the downstairs. There's nothing really going on here except you've got the front desk there. Now it's a shame there's no space for a waiting area, but if it was a bit bigger, I'd imagine there would be some sort of waiting area with seats along there. And there's a TV there that seems to be showing the news, and you can rotate the swivel chair there. It's got a mug of coffee there. This is my first review, by the way, so it's probably not great, but I've just done this because I've built a set, and you know, why should I miss the opportunity to get another video out? And then this is the police dog pen here, so you can see that it is from the sticker outside. It's got a door there. It also has a bowl with a dog and a bone, except I think I'm using those in some other set. Either that or they're still in my drawer full of minifigures that I keep my minifigures in. But there you go. It's got a nice spacious pen, that dog, which is good because it's going to be stuck there for long hours as a police dog. And then finally, these are the two garages. There is actually a garage door on that. It's just it won't come down because of the van, which has to go somewhere. And I think it's really weird this, but it doesn't actually. The van doesn't actually fit properly in the garage. It's like when it's up against the back of the wall, like it is where I put it, the garage door won't close because it takes too much space up. So it's backing onto the pavement here, where, as you can see, and that's how far it needs to be, how far back it needs to be for the door to close. I think that's a bit weird, but yeah, I guess it wasn't designed to be put against walls. And then there's one last feature, and that is the security lights here. Now that's pretty good, a pretty good feature. I guess the criminal on this side will not be so successful with his escape as the criminal next door to him, so he can just escape that way. But he's going to have to avoid the security lights and the police dog, so I think he's going to have a lot more difficulties with escaping, particularly when Cartman is in the van next door, and he's probably not afraid to say his authority. That was a really bad Cartman impression, but yeah, you should get it if you're from South Park. If you're not from South Park, if you're a South Park fan. That is the entire interior, so I'm going to give some final thoughts on the set and what I like about it, what they could have done better if they were to do this set again, and we're going to start with that right now. So, in conclusion, it's a pretty good set. I should say it was now, because this set has been long retired, and really it's one of the best police stations ever since the Lego City theme was introduced. I really like it. It looks great from the outside. It's a lot better architecture than many of the other police stations that they've been releasing in Lego recently. I also like the interior. Now, the interior is not that detailed, but if you were a very young child, then it wouldn't really matter, because it would be playable enough and it wouldn't be all flimsy like in a more detailed building like Downtown Diner here. And if you're an adult fan of Lego, then it won't matter again, because it's about displaying it in a city then. So the interior in the police station, that's fine, and the playability features are great, particularly in the prison cells with the escape route via the toilets, because the target audience of this, age 6 to 12, the people in that age group, love toilet humour. It's just a fact. But if they could do anything better, it would probably be make this van shorter so that it at the back, so that it would actually fit in there, because look, it's not fitting. I can't shut the garage door because it won't go back far enough because of the wall there. So they could possibly they should have made the van smaller there. That's one thing that they could improve on. And also another thing is, although every Lego police station's had a way of escape, it would be nice in future from Lego to see more than one way that the criminals can escape. Like they could, if they were to do it again, if I was the designer of this, I would keep the current mechanism of escape, and maybe I'd also put a trapdoor in the roof there. The only set that I know of that's got more than one route of escape is Prison Island. That's another really good set, and that's also retired, unfortunately. But that pretty much wraps up everything that I'm going to say about this set today. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more of my channel, then click the playlist up here. So, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.